Salam, salam. This is Unity, and I'm here to do a Unity moment. Okay, so I was watching the Red Table Talk, which I love with Jada. I love her mother. Her mother is dope. Willow is dope. I like them. So I was watching that. They had an episode with, the lady Jane Elliott that talks about. She do like kind of do this little, I guess, experimentation about how it would be like white kids, and they'll do like the blue eye versus the black eye. I mean the brown eyes, and then they'll treat the ones with the blue eyes bad and the ones with the brown eyes good. Which, okay, I could understand that, but I always felt like she should have used like real black people. But anyway, she didn't have to do all that. But so she and her mother, which I love, Jada's mother, was talking about mainly being friends with white women, because white women has been oppressed, mainly like black women, which I don't agree, but I understand what she's saying. Because when you study white women used to get burned at the stake when they did womenly stuff, like, just did womenly stuff. They said they was witches. The white man didn't respect them no kind of way. They had nothing to do, because in slavery, in the times of slavery, the white man will mainly rape the black woman. The black woman would take care of the white woman's children, and the black woman will take care of her. So she didn't really have nothing to do. So that's where a lot of the white feminist thing started, where white women wanted to vote, white women wanted jobs and all that. So they wasn't thinking about black women. They was just thinking about themselves, because we was taking care of their children. We was taking care of their men by getting raped by their men. So they didn't really have nothing to do. So that's when they started this, I want to vote, I want a job, I want to work, and all this type of stuff. So Jada was mainly saying, she said she had like an issue with white women with blonde hair because of something that happened in her childhood. So anytime she would get around white women, she would get like mainly nervous and just say she really want to deal with white women. But then she started saying like, she kind of grouped all white women the same. And she didn't really want to deal, but all white women are mainly the same. They still have white privilege and a natural white superiority, because it has been embedded in them, just like it has been embedded in us, to the majority of us. Even me, that's quote unquote conscious and aware of certain things that white supremacy in this society is doing. We still have been tainted to this society, to this white man's reality that we build for free. But anyway, me personally, I'm not connected to white women like that. I can be cordial with white women, have a conversation with white women, but I'm not open to being quote unquote friends, like laying in bed with them, is, letting them come to my house, we go out to eat. No. Dealing with business, okay, dealing with, because we live in a reality, so we're gonna deal with them to a point. Dealing with, business, as far as dealing with them, that's fine. Cordially speaking to them, they speak to me, speak to them. The thing with me, I'm kind of like Jada. I had an issue with white women growing up, especially a white woman when I was in the 3rd grade that really treated me bad. She didn't have blonde hair like Jada had an issue. She had dark hair, and it was short, and she wore A-line skirts. If I could find that video that I talked about that, I would put it in a card up here. But I had I didn't have really good experience with white people growing up. Growing up, I did have a white friend named Amy. I was about in the 4th grade, about 9 years old. The crazy part about that situation, Amy was cool. I used to tell Amy she looked at like a Nell from Alice, the show Alice. It was like they worked at a diner, and she kind of looked at like, no, yeah, she looked at like Alice, but she also looked at like, was Alice played on the Brady Bunch? I think Alice played on the Brady Bunch. I used to tell her that. But she used to stay by, my mom had like a little variety, like thrift store in Jacksonville on Main Street. And she stayed in the house, like right behind it. And then we went to the same school together. So that's how me and her became friends. But I remember being 9 years old, going to her house. And her daddy, he was dressed like real casual, button-up shirt. And I remember he was just looking at me like, why is my daughter... Like, I always been an empath when I think about it. I felt weird the way he looked at me. Like, why is my daughter playing with this white girl? Mainly. It was... And she was just in her own, like, come on, Khadijah. And I'm like, ooh, your daddy energy is just like... But I didn't really understand what it was. But I knew it was something negative. The way he looked at me, he just stand up and he looked at me, it was negative. So, I never opened myself up to white women after those experiences. I always kind of wonder what happened to Amy. That was the closest. Like I say, in school, we had white people that was in our school and we was cordial with, but I never had like a white friend, like she my friend, and I never opened myself up to that. I always feel comfortable with sisters. I always feel comfortable being around my own. Because, you know, the way the society was, we just always felt comfortable. As I got older, a lot of white women always came my way. I don't like the part of how they like to grab my hair and pet my hair like I'm a pet. I remember I had this skirt on, and it was, I still had this skirt. It was some jeans, and it was made into a skirt. And I remember coming out of Staples, and this white woman just came up to me and just pulled my skirt from the bottom. She was an older white woman. Pulled my skirt from the bottom and hold it up, like, because it flared out, and it had like an African print in the middle, and it was jean material on the sides, and it flared out because it kind of was like it was like bell bottoms at first, and I made it into a skirt, so it flared. So she pulled it from the bottom and said, "Ooh, who made this?" Like, I can't remember exactly what I said to her, but it would just caught me off guard. Like, they just have the authority to touch us like that. And then I remember working at the flea market. I worked there over 10 years selling different products, and I remember it was like 2 white women. It was a lot of white women used to come to me and talk to me and tell me their problems, but it was one white woman, particular. She was from New Orleans, and her husband, I looked at him, I was like, do he got black in him? And she was like, no, because his hair was really, really curly. It was different, but they was interested, and she was looking for a babysitter because she wanted to go get her GED, and she needed someone to watch her baby. And I always had this thing of like, when white women ask me something like that, I have a like strong connection with my ancestors, and I'm not finna watch no little white baby. So she would keep asking me like, please, can you like watch my baby? I was like, you don't want me to watch your baby? I wasn't gonna do nothing to the baby. I'm not like an evil person like that. I just told her, I was joking with her, but I was serious at the same time. I was like, your baby gonna be saying Black Power. She's like, I don't care. She just really wanted somebody to watch her baby, and she used to always come to my booth and talk to me. And I was like, I don't think that'd be a good idea. So, and the little boy will always come to me and all that, but I just was not open to being friends with white women. And then the crazy, right after that, was this other white lady came to me, and she used to make like bags, like bags out of jeans. And you know me, no matter what color you are, when you're creative, I'm like kind of drawn to you in a point. And I love to talk about creative, artsy type stuff, but that don't mean I want to be like your best friend and I want you to be my friend. We just can be cool, but you know, I'm not open to that. So she would always come and she would show me her bags. And I don't remember. I remember one day I was staying on the other side of town that was closer to the flea market. And I remember going to this high school, and I used to go run track for like exercising. And I remember this lady popped up at my damn house. I'm like, how she don't know where I stay at? And this was like 06, 07. Like, this was probably 05, 06. I think it was 06, 07. And we didn't really have you seen the technology changing, but it wasn't really changing like it is now. Like you can really find somebody. Like it's easy to find somebody. So she just popped up at my house and was like she wanted to be my friend, and she would call me, and I just didn't feel comfortable being her friend like that. So I'm like, it's just so much that has happened, not just to me. It's not just to me as just a black indigenous woman dealing with white women. I just never felt comfortable with them. I always felt like they just think they're better. I just don't chill with them like that. And then just our history of dealing with white women. A lot of white women have got a lot of our people killed. A lot of our people killed. Black men, black women, black children. Based on lies, from Emmett Till to what happened in Black Wall Street, what happened in Oklahoma. A white woman got on the elevator. Well, she was working on the elevator, and a young black brother that was 19 years old, I can't think his name right now. He got on the elevator. He bumped her. Like, you know how you bump into somebody? She said that he, I guess, assaulted her, whatever. And they burnt the Black Town, was called Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. They burned it up. They killed a lot of black people. And the messed up part, one of the messed up parts I remember about this story was it was a black man that served and fought. I think it was the Vietnam War. I can't remember what war it was. He was a black man, and he felt like if he go in the house and put on his military suit, they wouldn't kill him. He walked out in his military suit, and they still shot him. And all this was based on a lie. Well, it was based on a lie that a white woman lied and said this man assaulted her, but also they was already planning to go mess up the black town just because. We wasn't bothering nobody. We just had our own black town. It was good quality. And I remember I got a documentary, and a little white girl say, "Where you get the gum?" She had a box of gum. She said, "We got it from Nigger Town." So it always was history showing. I mean, if you look up the Scottsboro 9 boys case, it was like 9, if I can remember, 9 black men, young teenagers, mainly teenagers, and some white women said that they raped them, and they all lied about that, and they went and messed with other white men, but they lied. The Rosewood case, Rosewood, Florida, the same exact thing. A white woman lied. A white woman back then, they would just say rape, and black men would get lynched. Just our history of dealing with white women hasn't been a good history, and it's not easy just for us to forget. And it's just in our DNA. We have post-traumatic slave syndrome for what happened to our people, not just our people in general. Dr. Joy DeGruy have a book called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, and she have a study guide, and I have it, and I'm thinking I showed y'all that, but I haven't started on it. I received it in May because for some years it wasn't on the site, so she revised it. And when I start like really getting into that, and I feel like it's gonna be like this month, I'll be 44 on November 21st, so I really want to cleanse myself, heal myself of this post-traumatic slave syndrome that has been passed down from my ancestors during that time of slavery. And a lot of beautiful things has been passed on from me to me from my ancestors beyond slavery too. So you're not gonna think just our history start with that. So me, I'm not open to being friends with white women in this day and time. I agreed a lot with Jada Mother said, and you can see in her eyes and her thing that she's not open to it. She's not open to it. Even if she is, that's the way they feel. Jada seems like she's open to it. And that's fine. And majority of black women, if y'all out there and y'all have white friends and all that, that's fine. But me, I'm not open to the whiteness, white European friendships. So she had Jane Elliott on there, and Jane Elliott was saying she says that she's a white woman, a black woman but she was from the equator or something like that. If y'all go check on Red Table Talk on Facebook, y'all will see what she said. I didn't agree with that. I'm not gonna go into the genetic. I don't feel like going right now in this video. Maybe another video I go into. So I'm thinking about doing a video about Jane Elliott and Rachel Dolezal, Dollar Jark or Dollar. Oh, she changed it to an African name. So I'm thinking about doing a video about those two together and what's the difference. Rachel saying that she's black. She always felt black. And then she's saying that we're really black. That she's really black. She just was from the equator. But people criticize Rachel for saying she's black. But black people love Jane Elliott. So that's, I don't know if I want to do a video. So I didn't agree with her. I agree with Jane Elliott on a lot of things over the years. Growing up and seeing certain things that she say, but I didn't agree with the we're only a human race. Human for me mean Hueman or Huewaman, human. But not human. We're not one human race. We could do, y'all can do what y'all want to do. Me, I'm not gonna say like I don't see color, and there's so many issues with color and race in this society, and nobody want to talk about it. Nobody want to talk about, when black people talk about it, we angry, we need to leave stuff in the past. But when white people talk about it, yeah, it's only one race, and that's, but what white people doing about what's going on against black people, the ones that supposed to be the good white people that understand what's going on with us as a people? What are they doing? What are they doing with their white privilege? But I don't want them to do nothing for me. I'm good. I think with us as black people, we always looking for white people to do something for us. And I love Jada's show. I didn't agree with that show. It was interesting to see how people think, but we're in a society where no matter what, people are who they are, and white people created this world. They created us feeling this way. We were inviting. We allowed them to come amongst us to learn our indigenous traditions, and they killed us off and put us on reservations and put us on plantations. And now it's time for us to be friends with white women. Not me. I'm not open to being friends with white women. I don't know if that'll change. I'm 44, November 21st, so I don't know if that'll change. But I'm good with being cool and friends with my sisters. I know we as black women have a lot of issues dealing with colorism, self-hate. She thinks she white, but all that comes from what we dealt with in slavery. That's why I'm going to go deep into healing myself through the help of my beautiful sister elder, Dr. Joy, in her book, and with the will of the God in me and the God in her and the gods in the universe will help heal what we done been through as a people. So and it's crazy because when you listen to Jada, she talk about how the feminist movement started made with middle-class white women. They ain't had nothing to do. We was doing everything for them. The men was raping us. The women was taking care of their kids, breastfeeding their kids. So they just was bored. Like, what can I do? So let me fight for my right as a woman. But these women, white women, don't fight as a right as a woman for us. Just like somebody was talking about the Me Too movement. A black woman brought that up, and a white woman took over of it. How many black women been raped by white slave masters, and can we charge them for what they done to us, done to our people? And I'm not with Bill Cosby on this, but the black men get locked up and the white men still walking. I mean, they could even murder somebody. They could even mess with little young girls like Woody Allen and still walk. I mean, they could kill somebody like that dude. I can't think his name, but he ended up dealing with a murder case, and he went back to England So white people, they can do stuff like that, and we can't. So that's just how it is, and we gotta realize that. Even with this voting thing, we always be like, "Oh, go vote," but we voting for the lesser of the evils, and it never benefit black people. All these years of dealing with voting never benefit black people. All these years, it never benefit black people, and we still go vote. And then we'll get mad if a person say they don't vote. Black people get real mad. Why you don't go vote? It's because of you. No, it's because of you. Suppose if your vote matters, it's because you voted them people in. But at the end of the day, it ain't really because of nobody. They vote the vote, it's already done who gonna be the president of this and that, and it's never gonna benefit us as black people, indigenous people, and people of color. It's not going to benefit us. And even if they allow these people in Florida, they're allowing people that have felonies in prisons to vote. It's not. I'm just telling y'all what I observed in my 44 years. I'm still a baby under this earth, a baby. But I'm just saying, for what I observed, that's not gonna work. All right, y'all. Y'all know how I am my unity moments, but all right, y'all check these out. They're cute. They're gonna be on knoirdesigns.com. So pretty. All right, salam.